Streaming on Twitch. Streaming on Twitch. Testing the audio. Do we have audio? Do we have audio? Yes, we have audio. All right.
Stream.
And Dementia Radio now.
Nerd fling stream.
Recording in 3, 2,
Snerd fling flangy.
Easy for you to say.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Can't hear anything? God damn it. All right. Let's do that. And then that. Are you hearing the end of it now?
I typically only hear it when Chris's voice is speaking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the new sound thing the virtual sound device I use doesn't play it very well back over Zoom, unfortunately, and I haven't found a workaround for that. But it recorded. That's all that matters. You don't need to hear it. Anyway, hi. Welcome to the FuMPCast. We have the Suffolk Goode Players with us. We have Chris Mezzalesta, Dale Leopold, and for the first time, Lori Firth. Welcome to the show, folks.
Go for it, Lori Firth.
And we will have a pre-recorded interview with Ookla the Mock coming up later in the show. And this is this is not episode 6,293. Let me fix that.
It just feels like episode 6,293.
It really does. 693 is the episode. Title of this week's episode is An Adamant Crow. And I will put that into the chat. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is to work that into our conversations somehow. So, because I'm a dick. All right. Let's do the catch-up thing.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Just doing my dumb day job, which I don't like doing.
Same.
It's because of the way, this particular job works, sometimes I end up having to work like 6 consecutive days in a row. My record is being scheduled for 8 consecutive days in a row. That hasn't happened in a while, but it was particularly, not fun, but I kind of used it to get myself working on what I call my mixtaping project, which basically involves me making an iPod playlist of all of, my favorite music, year by year chronologically. And I finally got caught up to last year, which is 2022. So I've spent most of the past week re-listening to all of the hits of 2022 and making them into like sorted playlists so that I can then take those playlists and from that make an even shorter playlist of just like all my favorite tracks from that year. So I have like jams to listen to that make me happy. So, yeah, I know it sounds weird, but it also helps me with whenever I get around to making the episodes of Luke and Carrie's Bad Rapport podcast, it helps me pick which songs I want to play. Like, okay, what songs of the ones I like the most from that year did I not get around to playing on the podcast yet? And that's how I pick that. I've been working on this animatic freelance thing, and I really need to finish it up tonight because if it's not done by tonight, I'm just going to pull my hair out because starting tomorrow, it'll be another, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it'll be another 6 days in a row of working, all of which lead up to me leaving for FuMPFest, which I, need to prepare for. I know that long story short of it is my concert's going to be, the majority of it's going to be songs from my latest album because I haven't performed at an Ohio convention in 10 years, and that's the new album. Basically, is everything I've done since then. So I already know more or less what I'm performing. I just need to, take the time to do it. But first, I have to get this animatic done. Other than that, just watching Ahsoka, woo! Which has been awesome. Getting better and better. Anyway,
now was that Marcon? Was that Marcon?
Actually, no. I think my last time was another con in the Cobb, which was 2013. I think technically I attended Ohio Valley Folk Festival in 2015, but I wasn't like scheduled to have like a concert there. I just basically showed up because somebody there promised they would give me one of the like, basically to get any main stage time, you have to like enter this lottery to get like a 1-shot or a 2-shot. And somebody there, I forgot what the reason was, but like something had happened at a previous convention where I kind of got, robbed of an opportunity to do something. And she's like, well, if you come out in 2015, I'll guarantee that you'll get one of the 2-shot slots. So I used that to perform When You Wish Upon a Death Star. Since that's, it's actually more like 13 songs in one, but whatever. It's, 7 minutes. So
I was trying to remember which Marcon it was when we did, really the highlight was us doing Gonna Buy Me a Dog in the Filk Circle. So.
I think that was 2013. In fact, I could find out in all of my, making the lists of the tracks that were going to end up on my last album, and I also intend to at some point in the future put out an album of all of my covers. So I have
Gremlin.
I have a recording of that, and I kept track of them all in a spreadsheet, and I listed them all chronologically just so I wanted to know when everything was. So I can literally tell you that. Let's see. I think that was, Gonna Buy Me a Dog live at. Oh wait, that's MarsCon. Where's the one from MarCon?
It's MarsCon with no S.
Yes.
I lost me finger.
It was MarCon 2012. Yes, April 6th, 2012. So yeah.
You could call that album "The Great Luke Ski Covered in FuMP."
Actually, I'm intending to call that album "Nonstop Coverage."
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So all of those tracks at the FuMP that I've posted over the past several years that are covers are all going to be on that album, which is why they weren't on Needlessly Meta. So anyway, what have you been up to, Devo Spice?
FuMPFest, and pretty much nothing but FuMPFest. I went through my I have a spreadsheet called a comprehensive to-do list, and I whittled it down to like a punch list of everything I have to do, and it was 42 items, and then I did like 3 or 4 of them and knocked them off the list, and then I added like 7 more. And like every time I do stuff on the list, I remember that there's other stuff I have to do, so I keep adding to the list, and I'm not, it's getting to the point where a lot of the stuff on the list is stuff that won't take long or is low priority. So that's good. But I still have a couple of big things I need to do. Like last night I started laying out the program book, which, takes time. And then I have to print it and fold it and staple it. Takes time. Stuff like that. I updated the app, but it's right now only works as a website. So it's like, it may not be installable as an app, but if you go to FuMPFest.com/app, you can see it. It's all updated. Although I do need to update it now that Worm Quartet canceled. But so it's just been nonstop trying to find time to work on stuff for FuMPFest and failing because I have a job and a family and other obligations. So it's just been, and I do enjoy sleeping once in a while. Sorry if I'm selfish. But I do enjoy sleeping. In God Hates Comedy Musician news, I hit a deer the other night. That was fun. I was going just up here on Route 94, about a mile from my house. I'm coming home after dropping the kids off at their various locations, and it ran across the road at full speed. And looking at the dash cam footage, I should have had plenty of time to see it and react. Unfortunately, it was running perpendicular to the road and was coming at the car right behind my door frame. So, I'm driving, the door frame is here, and the door frame was just blocking it. I didn't see it until I hit it. All of a sudden, there's a deer in my grill, and then it's flipping through the air. Very cool dash cam footage, by the way. I may use that somewhere, but it just push, and then deer goes flying through the air. So
that calls for a Wilhelm scream.
yes, exactly.
It was not a reindeer. You're sure of this?
I'm positive. Yes.
They can fly here.
So I pull over and I get out and the deer is lying on the side of the road and I'm like, God damn it. And I look the front of my car and it's, the bumper is cracked and the emblem is smashed and then, there's not a lot of damage, but like there's a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be a mess. So I call the cops and Hamburg cop shows up and says, okay, well, we got to wait till the Hardiston police arrive because he was outside of his jurisdiction. I was like, then why did you stop? So then the Hardiston cop shows up, Hamburg cop leaves, Hardiston cop looks down, and that was when I realized the deer was still alive. It was, just doing this labored breathing thing, and I was like, oh, God. So I'm like, they're going to have to shoot it. So the cop is like, yeah, we're going to have to put it down. So then the second Hardiston cop shows up, and I go back to my car to get my license registration and stuff. And as I'm walking back, I see the cop coming up with loading the bullets into his gun to put the deer down. And then the deer gets up, stumbles into the cemetery, and runs off. And I was like, well, that was unexpected. I thought I killed it when I hit it. And now it's just this zombie deer wandering around a cemetery. So
Bent on revenge.
Yeah, probably.
You just stunned him.
Yeah.
You stunned it just as you were waking up.
Yeah.
Zombie deer. Zombie deer.
It's not a light deer. It is not met the choir. Join the choir eternal.
So then 2 more Hardiston police show up. So there's 4 cop cars on the side of the road. And the cop, as the cop is giving me back my paperwork, I looked at him and I said, it's just a deer. I didn't need the whole department out here for this. So I had, I'm hoping I was hoping to avoid having to file a claim with my insurance company because we're still dealing with the claim from 3 weeks ago when my son totaled the other car. So, but I took it to a mechanic yesterday and he thinks it's going to be like between $2,000 and $3,000 to fix, I think is the range he was talking about. Because like that little Toyota emblem on the front of the car itself is like $300 because that's in front of like the camera that they use for like accident avoidance and stuff like that. And it has to be calibrated and there's other sensors in there. And there's like, once he opened it up, like there's a dent in the hood and the hood has been pushed back a little bit. And the thing that holds the headlight in is broken. There's just a lot of little things,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's still drivable. So at least there's that. In better news, I'm going to be a TikTok star. My office, I work for a pharmaceutical ad agency as a web designer, and they sent out a company-wide email yesterday saying if anyone wants to act in a TikTok ad for this drug that we work on, get in touch with them. And I'm like, hey, I've been taking acting lessons. I'd be happy to. So we filmed that today. So if anyone sees me in an ad on TikTok, let me know.
A scab, huh? Oh, wrong contract. Never mind.
Non-union project.
That's good. Gotcha.
And if you remember, right before the strike, I filmed a thing for 2020, a true crime reenactment for 2020. That's apparently airing tomorrow night. So those of you who still have cable or broadcast television, Friday the 29th, I believe at 9 p.m., is the season premiere of 2020. The episode is called Happily Never After. It's about the Jennifer Faith murder. And I play the husband who she had killed. So it was a very abstract shoot, so like you're never going to see my face. It's all like over the shoulder shots or me blurring in the background, things like that. So,
not even as a corpse?
Yes, you see me lying in the road. Yes.
Okay, good.
Like Kevin Costner in the Big Chill.
So we filmed this at just somebody's house in Long Island. So when they had me lie in the middle of the road, that was just the middle of the road in Long Island somewhere. And then So all of a sudden, I hear one of the on-site producers go, "Big dog coming your way!" And I kind of looked up, and there's a big black dog went running over to the grip and just started sniffing him. And then we hear this lady from across the street go, "He's friendly, sorry!" And she came running out. So then the dog saw me laying in the middle of the road and came trotting up to me and sniffed my feet, and then came up and gave me, and then I was petting the dog. So fun times filming.
You had to break character and be alive for
yes,
this.
exactly.
Story.
So what have you guys been up to, Suffolk and good people?
Getting COVID? No.
What haven't we been up to?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Dale has COVID, so I wasn't expecting him to join us this evening.
I wasn't sure myself until today, so the voice has been kind of phlegmy. But yes, and just for the record, I've been in one of those. It was a Discovery ID show, and so I know the process sort of because I resembled the detective. It was a Wisconsin detective. It was like Ice Cold Killers was the show. And so, I did a lot of interrogating a suspect and sitting in a cop car and all this kind of stuff. But my dialogue was pretty much not there. It was mostly the narrator talking over me.
Tonight at 10.
That's right. Ice Cold Killers.
A lifetime.
Filming in midsummer in Virginia, pretending it's Wisconsin in the winter. Yes.
Nice.
That was
Movie magic.
Well, there's been a lot of stuff to parody there.
Oh, yes.
Wink.
What'd you say, Chris?
Now, there's been a ton of stuff to parody lately.
Low-hanging
That's
fruit.
right.
Or fruitcakes or,
Low-hanging.
low-hanging, batshit crazy
like
Republicans. Yes.
Like low, like below the belt line.
Yes.
The-
Below the belt
you know.
line. Yes. So, want to talk about the song now? Or
Sure. Yeah, give us a
Okay,
quick
sure.
intro. We'll give it a listen.
Okay, so this was Lisa's idea originally. Lisa Graham, who is our avatar,
Who's your
the title
friend?
character of my friend Lisa. Yes, she messaged me and it's like, isn't it moronic or something like that? And thinking about Alanis Morissette, she's a big fan, and part of it was, I think, probably the line about "Will she go down on you in a theater," and that probably inspired thoughts of Alanis Morissette and Lauren Boebert. So she had some lyric ideas, and so I sat down virtually with her, and we worked out some lyrics. And then I had the idea of, because this incident, the Lauren Boebert groping incident, took place as they were going to see the Beetlejuice musical. It's like, well, there are some calypso songs that are used. There's original songs in the musical, but they also use the Banana Boat song and Jump in the Line. Yeah. So it's like, well, let's do something with that. And I think it's a rule of comedy that if you do anything with Banana Boat song, you have to reference Stan Freberg in there somewhere.
Yes, you do. That's a rule. You have to.
So naturally, we figured out with Chris to do that. Lisa's doing the Boebert lines, and Chris and Laurie are doing the singing vocals. So I did most of the lyrics, but Lisa had some good choice lines in there too, which is great. So we had a lot of fun doing it.
All right, here is
Great
Isn't It Moronic by the Suffolk and Goode Players.
Asha come say we got to go home. She's a bo, she's a bo, she's a bo, she's a bo.
Sir, excuse me, sir. It's too loud. It's too piercing. What is going on here? Ma'am, do you have an explanation for this? Yes, I know who you are, and I don't care.
A young man went to a show with a loud mouth and almost got blown. It's a hand job from a raging loon. It's a first date that ended too soon. Isn't it moronic? Don't make me think. A little too moronic. Oh, I need a drink.
It's like a ban on your bodily autonomy.
GED. But like, who needs brains when you're, hot like me? Isn't it moronic? Don't make me think. A little too moronic. Jesus, I need a drink.
Wouldn't you think I'd get some respect? I'm a congresswoman, for God's sake.
I'm short, but I'm nutty. I'm mean, but I'm slutty. I'm high, 'cause I'm vaping, yeah. But there ain't no escaping when your boy toy is groping right out in the open, baby. And what it all comes down to is ripping off the roofs. I got one hand in his pocket, and his are busy with my boobs.
Hey! Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Grope, Sonora, grope your trashy man. Grope, Sonora, it only takes one hand. Vape, Sonora, never mind the crowd. Vape, Sonora, do your mama proud. Below the waistline.
It was just that one time.
Okay, I believe you below the waistline.
It isn't a crime.
Okay, I believe you below the waistline.
The kitties won't mind.
Okay, I believe you below the waistline.
I'm high. Who cares?
Whoa! Isn't it moronic?
Oh, I would have gone down on you in the theater, but the ushers were fast.
Everybody drink. Isn't it moronic?
I've always been told I look like a young Winona Ryder, except for my great big boobs.
We all need a drink. Isn't it moronic?
Oh no, you can have a pair just like them. They're model 1642 Double D.
Everybody drink. Isn't it moronic?
Buy one, get one free.
Don't make me drink. A little too moronic. She's a bo. Isn't it moronic?
You believe I'm a representative?
Isn't it moronic?
Ooh, batter up. I'm rounding third base.
Isn't it moronic?
Remember when an incident like that used to be the end of someone's career?
Yes.
Like the good old days, when people were held to
back
standards.
in my day.
Yes. Gary Hart and the what was the name of the boat? The Hanky Panky or the Monkey Business?
Baby,
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. God.
Remember when Howard Dean made a funny yell and he was deemed unworthy to be the
Right?
Done.
That was
Over. Cancel.
We can't have somebody who's enthusiastic.
unpresidential.
Yeah.
There is no low, no mo.
No. Imagine if Howard Dean had done one of those weird sort of half smiles that Ron DeSantis does after he thinks he said something clever,
Look at me.
Our representatives in Congress.
So once again, you've cranked out one very quickly.
That's what she said.
And
Yeah, really.
yes, we're the rapid response team here. Just
like it never even happened.
yeah, don't make a habit of this. You messed up the FuMP schedule for 2 months here.
That's right. Well, it's okay as long as no politicians do any stupid things in the next few weeks.
Dude, you've got like 6 hours. I promise you.
Just need to get some sleep.
Oh my God! You realize we got to do a parody of the Beach Boys Shutdown now.
But
Post it somewhere else, please.
2.5 hours we've got now, right? Isn't that what it is? Okay.
Pass a bill, or else we're going to shut them down. Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
Nobody goes to bed tonight.
What
Everybody
have I done?
stays at your thing, just
Another night.
What have I done?
yeah, exactly. We can't help it. I mean, we've got I should say a little something about putting this together. First of all, full disclosure, and I said it on the posting on the FuMP, but for the first time, I did not have time, nor did I feel like trying to replicate the 90s, whatever the heck that kind of sound is. It's not grunge, it's grungy, it's pop grunge. I found backing tracks and I used backing tracks this time. So I had to just get it done.
Like an atomic wine, basically. Is
that, yeah.
But hey, I should say, a Broadway musical.
But I should say this, and Dale and Lori may not get this, but Luke and Devo definitely will. I was last week years old when I realized that what the original song of Penguin on the Telly was. I had no idea. I just thought, oh, it's this great Monty Python tune. And then when I heard so what's this hand in my pocket thing? And I went, man, wait a minute. You know, and spam served with spam and spam. I don't know it's spam. You know, wait a minute. That's Penguin on the Telly from Tony Goldmark. And it's like, who the hell is this Alanis Morissette? Oh, God. That's why I had my head buried in the sand in the 90s.
Alanis Morissette is God. Haven't you seen Dogma?
Yes, actually. Yes, I did see that. Oh, boy. But otherwise, 90s music, man. Wow.
See, I remember Alanis Morissette from You Can't Do That on Television. Like, I watched that show when it was on, when she was a guest on that show. And that was before she did any singing anywhere. She was just a kid on a kid's TV show that I used to enjoy because it was dumb, and I enjoy dumb humor.
Was it a Canadian show? Or
yes, it was a Canadian show.
Yeah, okay.
She was only on one episode, but she was good.
But she can't. I don't know if she knows her Python or not, like Tony does.
I don't know. Yeah,
I have no idea. Question.
Yeah. So I mean, Lori is has sung with us on tons and tons and tons of our tunes, and also has written a great many of our tunes. Not necessarily on this one, but the lyrics for a lot of the tunes, both parodies and originals. Mm-hmm. So she's really been contributed a lot to.
Thanks.
Why don't you tell us about some of it?
Well, I guess it all started when it was getting involved with these nut cases with BS de Resistance and then my friend Lisa, and just giving me the opportunity to begin writing sketches and then asking for funny lyrics, and it was right in my wheelhouse because I've always loved funny music. And the first album I ever bought was like Looney Tunes with the Streak and stuff like that on it. So I fit right in, and Chris has really helped me. He had me sing on an album with the Tambourine People with him, and he's helped me with a lot of stuff. It's just opportunity. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Lori actually wrote and performed a song that was where she played. It was kind of a My Mother the Car thing of Stephen Miller's
the car.
Jewish Mother Car. Jewish Mother Car. It's like, what do you take me for? Oi. It's very funny.
Little car humor there.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot.
It was good in the clutch.
You were part of Jesus. I forgot that you were part of the Tambourine People project. That was cool. That was a cool thing.
That was great fun.
Yeah, her your first appearance with BS de Resistance was singing as Betsy DeVos.
Betsy DeVos, right?
Yeah, it was
right. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I really liked it.
Kind of a Schoolhouse Rock vibe thing called "What's in It for Me."
What's in it for me? Yep.
The governing philosophy of the Trump administration, which I think that was on the thump or not. Maybe not. I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No, maybe not. But anyway, she kicked ass in that.
Nice.
We did. You should mention a little bit about the live show we did a couple months ago.
Yes.
Virginia.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, got everyone to Virginia except for Lisa, of course. So it was like, it's my friend Lisa, minus Lisa, but she was in via Zoom, and we had a whole lot of fun. It was such great energy having almost all the cast together in one place. The show we had lots of fun doing. There were some audio gremlins in the broadcast itself, so we've re-recorded the audio, which as soon as my voice returns and I get to sing like Elvis for the Elvis, the anti-MAGA medley that I wrote, and I can't quite do it now, but I will.
We had Ron DeSantis and I Made You Babe with his wife.
Yeah, Sonny and Cher.
It's all about So that was fun.
Yeah,
I had to. I wrote all the tunes in a specific key for the Elvis medley, but then Dale came back to me and asked me last week could I transpose a couple of them down. He was being a real adamant crow about it, so I had to actually bring the key down in order to the voice. You see, and that's how we do these things.
Does the void come down?
And that was
too far down.
That was pre-COVID, right? That was before you got sick.
It's pre-COVID, but I was like, I had the adrenaline of a live show, and I was like hitting the notes and everything, but it was like, so it's like, okay,
there's a difference between I can sing this, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's really high.
But we got computers, so
yes.
I was with
make it work.
I was sharing a room with the Library Bards years ago at I believe it was RavenCon, and it was like first thing in the morning, and they were going to practice some songs from their set, and like Xander had just woken up. Now Xander is a phenomenal singer, and so is Bonnie, and I forgot what song they started singing, but the first thing out of Xander's mouth was and he just stopped and he went, "Oh dear Lord, I need water."
Yes. Hydrate those vocal cords.
Warm
yes.
up. Man, those morning sessions.
Yeah.
Killer.
But it was nice to hear somebody, who can sing, who's a really good singer, sound worse than me. It was very empowering,
Yes. That's right. Validation.
Yes. See, I'm not so bad after all.
That's right.
Yeah.
All I need is a little warm-up, a little practice, sing along with Chris's vocals that are already in tune, and then a little auto-tune afterwards, and I sound halfway decent. It's what works.
It's a tried and true recipe in our show.
Absolutely.
Because as we all know, damn, it sucks to get old.
Yes.
Wait.
Nah. But yeah, that live, Dale was mentioning, we're doing a little bit of audio surgery on the soundtrack to that live performance we did in the studio in Virginia, and that's going to be re-released or put out fresh.
We'll definitely release the audio soon as an episode at really the season 2 finale kind of our show, and we will see what we can do about retroactively retrofitting that into the video.
Helping ourselves.
We do have some video skills in our vicinity, so we'll see. But
self ADR.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
I've done that.
We'll, yep. ADR. So yeah. And then we'll plot and plan for the next season. God knows what we can, make fun of.
If we redub the entire episode, would that have to be called Adderall?
Adderall. Yes. Adderall. Yes, we could do it in Dublin.
Dublin?
We could do it in Dublin.
It's a Dublin. Yes. But yeah, I should mention another thing. The if I'm not mistaken, was I on? I missed the re-indicted cast, right? Or did I miss the P011 cast?
I think you missed re-indicted.
Re-indicted, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, because I was down here in the studio working on stuff, and it's and then it was like, well, we're ready for the cast. Oh, it's 10:30. Crap.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or
that was fun. Lori sang on that one as well with George Washington III. And, it was great fun.
But speaking of talking about the 8675309 parody, I don't know how much it had gone by the time we did the cast. I can't remember. But that thing exploded, and we were getting numbers that I don't think we were used to seeing. So it's like, what?
More than tens. More than tens.
Yeah.
More than dozens.
Yes. I haven't looked at the stats in a while, but it was pushing 9,000 hits on our
over
Bandcamp.
9,000.
Yeah. So we can all retire
for
soon.
us. Really bad.
And just today, I understand from what I can tell, I think the video from YouTube, I think is starting to get into the algorithm a little bit. I didn't expect it's not viral by any stretch. It's a mild, sniffle, but it's like 4,300 something views.
No, not bad.
Which ain't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not. It must be getting into people's feeds because I'm getting Trump's going to be your president. Trump 2024. You just keep dreaming.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
They were triggered. Trouble is they actually have guns to go with those triggers.
Yeah.
And since I'm doing a lot better up here now, I can handle it. And it's like, you just keep telling yourself that with your thumb in your blankie. And then here's the link to the Bandcamp.
That's right.
So it's been good. It's been good. So
it's funny how that works because all of a sudden something that will go viral a little bit and you're not sure why or something and my video for Yo Sam has been doing really well on Facebook and has just fizzled on YouTube. It's got 500 views on YouTube, but it's over 10,000 on Facebook because people keep sharing it. Every day I get more notices that people keep sharing it. So it's doing really well over there, but YouTube doesn't give two shits about it. So
yeah.
So where did you share it?
On Facebook, on my Devo Spice page on Facebook. I just posted it, and then people have started sharing it, and it's gotten over 10,000 views now.
Yeah.
And they sold 2 friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't have a Suffolk Goode Players page. We have a My Friend Lisa page.
Oh yeah.
I guess we could put it up there.
Doing a lot of really good music lately. It's always been good, but it seems like just
somebody besides ourselves noticed. Yes. Yeah.
It's great when you can entertain yourself, but it's even better when you can entertain other people once in a while.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Share the laugh.
Well, it's funny. It's like, Randy Newman, Loudon Wainwright III, 2 really good songwriters. And what are they known for by anybody who's heard of them? Short People and Dead Skunk. And it's like, okay, that's going to be in my New York Times obituary. Loudon Wainwright III, singer of Dead Skunk in the Road.
Speaking of people who are only known, primarily for one song, I know a little bit of trivia about Deo by Harry Belafonte. Do you all know what was the first time he performed that song on television? What the show was?
No idea.
The Muppet Show.
I was going to guess that. Yeah.
You're
really?
kidding.
Wow.
Yep.
Really?
Cool.
Very first time it was ever performed on TV was the Muppet Show.
Oh, that's great.
With Fozzie Bear and everybody there. It was great. Look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious.
I remember seeing that as a kid. I remember watching it when it aired. I remember being at my grandmother's house, sitting on the floor watching
Yeah, the Harry Belafonte episode is one of the best episodes of all time. Top 10 easily.
Wow.
My favorite Harry Belafonte trivia, besides the fact of Bob Dylan's first recording session was playing harmonica for Harry Belafonte, but also he had the Harry Belafonte singers who backed him up, and when the Fugs made their first album, they were backed by the Harry Belafonte singers. So there was a song like Big River or something like that. So you hear these perfect elocution, backup singers singing River of Shit. It's great stuff. It's,
oh my God.
Fun stuff.
You mean Harry Belafonte, best known for playing the mobster Geechee Dan Buford in Uptown Saturday Night? No, not him.
If you say so.
He was in a post-apocalyptic movie called The World, the Flesh, and the Devil, where he was one of 3 survivors of the apocalypse. It was all these shots of deserted New York. And it was him, another guy, and a woman. It was a
Keith Richards? No.
Life track. No, you'd think. Yeah, Willie Nelson. Whole bunch of cockroaches. This is back in early 60s. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Exciting movie. Look it up.
Other than that, we just keep doing our thing. We So I guess we're going to gear up for a third season here, somewhere along in here somewhere, and stuff.
Yes.
When are you planning to start that?
We're planning to start planning it.
Okay.
It's what is it now? It's almost October.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halloweenish, I think, is probably
quarter to October.
Yeah. Something like that.
It's like T-minus 5 days till FuMPFest. That's how I'm tracking time now.
Right.
That's right.
It's post-FuMP.
Once Chris is recovered from FuMPFest, and we can put him to work again.
Yeah. Well, flipping out a little bit because as far as FuMPFest goes, because I'm getting emails back and forth like for the last 2 weeks with the guys from the Ogden Edsel, and I'm like, isn't it guys like, I bought their album in 1980.
Wow.
When I was 15, and I was like, oh my God. I devoured this album. I mean, it had Dead Puppies on it, but it was so much other stuff, and I just devoured the hell out of that album. And here I am, and these guys, we'll call you before. I was like, no pressure. I want to make these guys sound good, but I'm like, so. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah. So if you're watching this before October 5th, come to FuMPFest in Richfield, Ohio. Yeah, right off I-77. Yay, but you can't get back on I-77 because of construction. So I don't know how I'm getting home.
That doesn't matter. You don't worry about getting home. Just get to FuMPFest. We'll worry about getting home later.
That's a separate issue.
That's another problem.
Yeah.
There. Good.
Well,
home.
Y'all have fun. I had a whole lot of fun going to the FuMPFest with the Good Doctor in Chicago and performing with you guys, with Chris and Nancy McLemore, who's taken a break from us for a while, but she was also a tambourine person, as well as doing a lot of singing for us, and as Hillary and Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Mrs. Pence, and amazing actress. But
that was FuMPFest 21 was
that was fantastic.
Special.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And we made some good long-standing friends, particularly Sulu.
Yes.
She has been very, very supportive of all of us.
She has. Sulu actually is a sponsor of FuMPFest this year. So
nice.
And she's done something else that I'm not going to spoil yet. But yeah, she's been remarkably supportive of the FuMP and FuMPFest and everything. So yeah, cool. That's been amazing.
I rode to the airport with her in a car. We shared it like a.
Oh, very cool.
She was really great. What's that?
You didn't hit a deer, did you?
No deer. Lori, in case you don't know who we're talking about, Sulu was one of the sidekicks and phone answerers on the Dr. Demento show years ago. And she also appeared, she had a lot of, kind of homegrown hits, not only on the LA show, but also on the syndicated show. And she sang on a number of like a Barnes and Barnes track and a few of those things. So they were all a bunch of friends got together and she's still in, really still in the scene to this day. And she performed at the FuMPFest in 21 as part of the Dr. Demento celebration. So she's been really a very good friend to us.
Yeah. And I also knew another Dr. Demento sidekick who was Jovial Joan, who I knew with no idea for years, probably over 15 years before I heard that there was any connection with Dr. Demento. I knew she dated Weird Al for a while, but we knew each other through being fellow Randy Newman fans. And when I was out in LA, they had me and my wife out to dinner at this famous Mexican restaurant that I can't tell you the name of. That's right by Paramount Theaters where she worked. So, and then I was like, wait, I just found out you're Jovial Joan from Dr. Demento. She goes, oh yeah, I had fun because I guess it was Barnes and Barnes too. She was dating Artie Barnes for a while.
Oh wow.
And she's like, oh yeah, that's great, and I think he posted some pictures to Facebook. I was like, oh, that's you. Like, okay, her secret life.
Yeah, the before time.
My secret life is a Dementoid. There's a movie
cool.
title for you.
I was a teenage communist. Yeah.
I was a teenage FuMP.
Yeah.
I was a teenage comedy musician.
Oh, yeah. So, Lori, this is basically what we do when we get together on the FuMPFest. We sit around and go,
yeah.
You have so much knowledge, though. It just blows my mind. Everyone has.
Welcome to this chaos.
Tracks.
That's about all we have, really, in our lives.
Yeah, right. You know, Nietzsche says, out of chaos comes order. Blow it out your ass,
Howard. Never mind that shit. Here comes Mungo.
That's right.
Oh, prairie shit. Everybody.
I didn't get a harump out of that, man.
All
right.
Well, we'll watch our asses. And
right. I think I'm about to either expire or just start coughing or something. So, yeah,
All right.
Before I treat you to a lot of phlegm.
So, do you guys have anything you'd like to plug?
Well, sagplayers.bandcamp.com. And
find us.
Yes, and our website for our podcast is
it's my friend Lisa Lyssa
the Welsh spelling.
Yes, .com. And and it's like I said, finishing up season 2, and we will have season 3 coming up shortly. We do have an album out called Suffolk and Funny.
Oh, that's right.
That's on the sagplayers.bandcamp.com. And
as is this nifty little can't see it.
Yes, you got to
lathe cut.
It's a stealth
custom
single.
made 40. Oh, where did I go? 40. Hey, cut it out. 45 RPM record.
It's gone into the shadow realms
of the Suffolk and Goode Players, of the scary go round about social media.
Yes,
and Mr. Confidence Man about what the heck is going on here?
Imposter
Last
syndrome.
time I ever do this.
Yes, an ELO parody about imposter syndrome. I get to sing on that one. Yeah.
So that's all. That's also available, and we have 3 CDs of BS de Resistance music and backgrounds and songs and stuff, which is at bsdr.bandcamp.com.
Indeed.
There's our plugs.
Yay!
Be part of the hip in crowd.
Yeah.
The tens or dozens of
cool
people.
Kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Learn the accordion.
Make new friends. Lose new roommates.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to move on to news and the other song this week and the interview of Ookla, and we will catch you hopefully not too soon. Give me a break before you post and shove any more songs into
All right. We can take a hint. Yeah, have fun at the fest.
All right.
Gotta sleep sometime.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
No sleep till FuMPFest.
No sleep till. Yeah, Luke, get on that. No sleep till FuMPFest. We can do that during opening ceremonies. You have 5 days to write and record that.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
I can feel the enthusiasm now. That's right. That's great. Okay. Bye-bye, guys.
All right. Later, guys.
Bye.
See y'all.
Yeah.
Greetings, FuMPFest. Ooh, that one was booming. I like that. Hello.
FuMPFest is back. And this time, we're teaming up with Con on the Cob.
Con on the Cob!
Con on the Cob is taking place October 5th through 8th in Richfield, Ohio, and FuMPFest will be a part of it. This year's performers include Bonnie Gordon, Jeff Whitmire, Ross Childs, Insane Ian.
There's plenty of room in the dungeon, Castlevania.
Steve Goody, The Great Luke Ski, Toby Danger, and Worm Quartet.
This is a song, it's a song I wrote so I could sing it with TV's Kyle, but TV's Kyle isn't at FuMPFest, so I can't perform this song.
Okay. And our 2023 guest of honor, Ogden Edsel.
Dead puppies aren't much fun.
FuMPFest is a full weekend of comedy music and related weirdness, including the Logan Whitehurst Memorial Awards for Excellence in Comedy Music, dumb parody ideas, live podcast recordings, and more. Plus, all of the games, art, freaks, and fun that come with Con on the Cob. FuMPFest, now with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
For information and to register, visit FuMPFest.com. That's FuMPFest.com.
time for funny music news. Something, something, something.
In the news, Luke, you sent me this link for We're Safety Now, haven't we?
Yeah.
You want to tell people what that is? Because I wasn't sure.
Okay. Actually, can you send me that link? Because I sent it over my phone, and I need to. I want to look at it online.
I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about other stuff, and then I'll talk about that in a minute.
The FuMP Volume 100 is now available. It will go out tomorrow to subscribers. I haven't added it to the store yet. I will do that either tonight or tomorrow morning, but it will be available soon. Apologies this was so late, but it was Volume 100, and we wanted to do something special for the video, and we finally got that done the other day, and I think it came out great. It's going to be worth the wait. So FuMP Volume 100 will be going out soon. There will be copies available at FuMPFest. The new Worm Quartet album Carpe Tedium is now available on all the major streaming platforms. So if you get your music via the streams, you can now listen to Carpe Tedium. And I've listened to that album probably a dozen times already. It's just such a fantastic album. Brian Woodbury has a new IndieGoGo out. Brian Woodbury made 88 songs over the pandemic, 41 of which already have music videos, and he wants to make videos for the other 47, one of which is a 9-minute prog rock song he's planning to turn into a comic. And today only, so Thursday, September 28th, if you're listening to this live or quickly after the show, there are perks on the IndieGoGo at a deep discount. So you can get in and save a little money. Go to IndieGoGo.com and search for Brian Woodbury. He's looking to make 47 videos and a comic book over the next year. The FuMP newsletter for September went out the other day. If you're not on our mailing list, you can view it online at tiny.cc/FuMP0923 for September of 2023. We talk about FuMPFest, new releases, videos, and more. And I need to make one correction. Lee posted links to all of people's alternative social media links besides Twitter, and he listed one for Dino Mike. That's apparently not Dino Mike. There is another Mike Cisneros on Blue Sky being followed by Captain Ambivalent. Apparently it's not Dino Mike, so apologize about that. But the rest of the stuff is good as far as we know. All right, you want to talk about that, whatever the hell that is?
Okay, so I haven't even had a chance to listen to it yet because I was working on that other thing, but my very good friend Stephanie Wild called me the other day because she's a union stagehand and she specializes a lot in safety, so she's always kind of keeping her eye out on things having to do with safety in the workplace. So she somehow came upon this thing. The United States Consumer Product Safety Commission has dropped an album. And judging by the cover, they are so hardcore trying to appeal to like Gen Zers. If you want to go check it out, the website is CPSC, which stands for Consumer Product Safety Commission. So cpsc.gov/were-safety-now-haven't-we. The name of the album is We're Safety Now, Haven't We?
Is that a reference to something I'm too old to understand?
I don't think it's a reference to anything, but
it's volume 1, if that helps.
Yeah, volume 1. So just to give you, so this is basically trying to appeal to young people about things that are, important safety issues. So track 1 appears to be called Protect Ya Noggin, which is about wearing helmets and stuff. There's a song called Phone Away about, putting away your cell phone when you're walking. Let's see. And also there's some of these are in Spanish as well, which is, wonderfully inclusive. Going Off Like Fireworks, which is about fireworks safety. Off-Road Adventure is about riding ATVs. And looks like the last one here is called beats to relax / be safe to. So yeah. So basically, it's like, thinking about like Bathtubs Over Broadway and all those kind of old school things where it's like, like Alan Sherman did that whole album for,
vending machines.
The vending machine company or whatever. So that's the total vibe of this. So I think it definitely counts as demented music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I still haven't listened to it yet, but it's absolutely something that needed to be reported on so that we can all listen to it and decide what our favorite jams are. So as soon as I get done doing the other things I have to do immediately, I'm going to check this particular slice of jams out for myself.
It reminds me of also Stan Freberg's Omaha as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Which ended up being, a record of a big commercial which couldn't be contained. Wild.
Yes. You download the album for free.
Yes.
So yes. So and maybe if you just do, we're safety now, haven't we?
Man, that cover is a trip. I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like a collage, but it's photoshopped, and there's like a cat holding up a phone and a fox with a bike helmet on, and like a fire smoke detector with a, I guess it's a canary with a sombrero.
The bird on it wearing a hat.
Duck or something? Platypus duck?
There's a dog with a motorcycle helmet on its butt standing on the top of some type of off-road vehicle. And wait, there's a warning. I got to see what the warning says. Warning, this is a government public service announcement about computer product safety. Why is that a warning? What?
Dennis, what are they doing up here? Don't be rude, Butterscotch. They are saving lives with the power of music.
I'm tired of pretending I don't like spaghetti.
Yes, the context.
All right.
So yeah, everyone can have fun with this. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird. I saw you sent me the link, and I looked at the link, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let Luke explain this one. All right. FuMPFest news. FuMPFest is next week. This show will be broadcast live from FuMPFest next week. Bandwidth permitting, I guess. I don't know what the internet's like at the hotel. We are still looking for some volunteers for Table 27. We have 2. I can get some from Andy, so we should be okay. But if anyone else is available to help out, please let me know. FuMPFest t-shirts are now available for pre-order. We will have a whole bunch of them available at the convention as well. But if you pre-order, we can, guarantee you we're going to have your size. Unfortunately, you may have heard Worm Quartet had to cancel because he went to Florida, basically, came back with COVID. So he and his wife are now sick and won't be able to attend. So in his place on the Friday night slot will be TV's Kyle performing. And I'm sure Kyle's performance will contain just as much profanity as Worm Quartet's. So you won't miss anything there.
Booyah.
There are other nerdcore acts performing throughout the weekend. Like one of them is, crap, I forgot their name. They sell their album in comic book form. Like they sell a comic book with a CD in it. Fuck, what's their name? I performed with them at Worldcon. They were really good. Anyway, but they're performing like in the con suite. I don't know why Andy doesn't have them on stage. But anyway, 2D6 just got a main stage concert before the FuMPFest concerts on Friday. So they will be on the main stage as well. I can't think of the other. I have the comic book right over there. I bought it at Worldcon when I saw them. And yeah, next week's episode I already talked about. I think that's it. I still need to update the website and replace Kyle with Shoebox. And I still have 40 some odd things left on my to-do list to do mostly this weekend. So going to be a busy weekend for me, folks. All right. Anyone got anything else before tour dates?
Nope.
All right. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goode hosting at the Bluebird. On Sundays online, Two Sleeps. On Mondays online, Steve Goode and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. On the 29th in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Nuclear Bubble Wrap. On the 30th in Redding, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. On the 4th in Voorheesville, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 5th through the 8th in Richfield, Ohio, FuMPFest, featuring guest of honor Ogden Edsel and performances by Bonnie Gordon, Insane Ian, Jeff Whitmire, Ross Child, Steve Goode, The Great Luke Ski, Toby Danger, and TV's Kyle. On the 6th in Muncie, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 7th in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. And on the 9th in Rochester, New York, Steve Goode. And I wanted to mention the virtual comedy show this week is going to be on Sunday, not Monday, because on Monday, as I just mentioned, Steve Goode is performing in Rochester. So the virtual comedy show is going to be coming to you live from my hotel room at FuMPFest on Sunday the 8th. And Steve Goode offered me the slot as the, comedy music guest on that event. And I was like, dude, my brain will have crashed a couple hours before and I won't be in performing, I won't be in any condition to perform. So I said, I respectfully declined, but I said, you can still use the room. I'll just hang out in the background and make funny faces at you while you're on the air. So, all right, that's tour dates. And all right, that's it. All right, second song. Go ahead.
I would also like to take off during the Ookla interview. So do you want to do the end of the show stuff now?
Oh, sure.
Or what?
We can do that. We can't tease anything because nothing is posted. Next week's Spotify playlist is Artists of FuMPFest, and that's already been updated. And there's no feedback. So, bleh.
Well, with me having made a quick change, actually, the Tuesday song is posted.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did make that change.
So Tuesday's song will be by me. Hooray!
Yay!
So, which leads me to ask you the question: when we do the live FuMPCast next week, will I be able to, like I typically when I perform, for the people there in the room, will I be able to have like a video showing with my, backing track when I sing it, or will that be?
Do you want to sing it live during the FuMPCast?
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Let me figure that out. I
mean, if it's too much of a pain in the ass, then don't worry about it.
It's going to be this computer for the streaming. We'll need another computer hooked up. Yeah, and then we'll just have to run the audio.
We could play the video off of my laptop and then just plug my laptop into the sound.
Yeah, Chris is still here. Chris, I'll need a feed from the soundboard. Oh, no, because then I have to pipe my feed back to the soundboard. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out.
And like I said, if it's too difficult, then forget it. It'll be fine.
I can play I can play the video on here. You can perform. I might be able to set up a scene with you in the foreground and the video in the background. I could definitely do a picture-in-picture thing. I can point a camera at you and then have the video playing in the background. I could definitely do that. That might be the way to go.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out later, but yeah. So, well, then enjoy the Ookla interview, and we'll see you all next week at FuMPFest.
All righty.
FuMPFest.
Hey!
Panic. All right, here is the second song of the week, yet another of our Tom Lehrer covers. Here is Folk Song Army by Ookla the Mock.
the rest of you squares. Sure, there's innocuous folk songs, but we regard them with scorn. The folks who sing them have no social conscience. They don't even care Jimmy crack corn. If you feel dissatisfaction, strum your frustrations away. Some people may prefer action, but give me a folk song any old day. The tune don't have to be clever, and it don't matter if you put a couple of extra syllables into a line. It sounds authentic if it ain't good English, and it don't even gotta rhyme.
Actually, Rand, that should be rhyme.
Thanks, Adam. Good catch. Remember the war against Franco? That's the one where each one of us belongs. He may have won all the battles, but we had all the good songs. So join in the folk song army. Guitars are the weapons we bring to the fight against poverty, war, and injustice. Ready, aim, sing. And join in the folk song army. Guitars are the weapons we bring to the fight against poverty, war, and injustice. Ready, aim, sing.
I am here with Ookla the Mock. How you doing, guys?
Doing well.
Great.
So this is yet another track from the Tom Lehrer tribute album that the FuMP is working on. Tell us, first of all, why you picked this song.
Yeah,
Other than it was one of the last ones left.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's, I mean, yeah, I picked it because I knew I couldn't imagine anyone else would want to do it. And it's always been, you know, of the less popular Tom Lehrer songs, it's always been one of my favorites. I just always, even as a kid, I just thought it was super witty.
Mm-hmm.
And I also thought it was, you know, kind of one of those lyrics that, you know, it's a 50, you know, like a more than 50-year-old lyric that, you know, still seems to hold up in a lot of ways. So,
yeah, everybody's all up in arms about Franco these days. So,
wait, who's Franco?
in the bridge, that was actually something Adam and I talked about, was whether we wanted to rewrite the bridge, because it's, you know, the bridge refers to, you know, political unrest from 70 years ago, you know, that you know, it'd be like, you know, United Fruit, you know what I mean, or whatever.
What was that? The Spanish Civil War or something like that. It was like the, you know, I don't even know what war that was from. Ferdinand Franco.
Yes.
That's all I remember from history class.
So you took this in an interesting direction, because it's not a typical folk song. Like, even Tom Lehrer says, like, he's going to be playing an 88 string guitar.
Right.
Like, you didn't do a folk song, even though you very easily probably could have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always been, you know, I feel like if you're going to cover a song, you want to put your stamp on it, make it, you know, somehow, you know, different or unique. And I have to admit, like, I mean, I remember talking to you, and we kind of committed to do this song before I really had an idea of how we would approach it. And so I just listened to it a couple of times and then kind of walked away from it and just let it run in my head. And eventually, I can't explain why, I just heard it as a ska song. I just, you know, it started kind of morphing into a ska song. And then I wasn't sure what to do with the bridge, because the bridge is, you know, in the original, it cuts into 6/8 time in the bridge, which, you know, would have been very strange. And so, and then of course it occurred to me that if you do the bridge as a reggae song, it kind of slows down the tempo a bit, which kind of intimates that shift into 6/8, even though we keep it in 4. And so, you know, and then I just, you know, kind of pitched it to Adam, and he seemed, you know, on board with it conceptually. And
I was like, I don't care.
Well, we also knew, I have to admit, we knew, like, for the last couple of songs we've done, we haven't been working with our typical bass player, Mike Mallory, just because of time constraints and other issues. And for this one, I knew we had to work with Mike because I knew, like certainly ska and reggae kind of live and die on the bass in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I knew that Mike I just had a really brief conversation with Mike, kind of talking about what I was thinking. And I would swear what he delivered was like, better than what I would have sung to him if but he just completely nailed what we were looking for. And I think a huge part of the success of this song is just how great, Mike's not only his playing, but his writing in terms of the bass line is just perfect.
Yeah,
it's the perfect ska bass, perfect reggae bass.
Yeah, this works surprisingly well as a ska / reggae song. Even like I can see Bob Marley singing it on the chorus, the bridge, and it works.
Yeah, thanks. No, we obviously had fun with it. And yeah, it's exciting when you kind of have an idea. I mean, it's a typical thing. I think, most musicians have this notion of, what you end up with is almost never what you hear in your head.
Yeah.
And this, for, whatever reason, at this late age of our lives, I feel like this is a song that sounds pretty much the way I wanted it to sound when it was in my head. Like this was, I had no confidence that we could pull this off, and yet I feel like we really did. So
yeah, there was a minute when Ookla was really starting to happen in like the late 90s. There was a moment during which we thought maybe we were going to wind up being a ska band, because that was the moment when ska became, very front and center. Very, there was Real Big Fish and a bunch of those other ska bands that were pop ska bands, and we thought, well, of course we'll do that. The swing thing was happening.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm sorry. Go on.
No, well, yeah. So I said we almost became a ska band. But then we never really made.
The only
one song that was sort of ska-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Guggenheim Love is probably the only song from that moment. Like in the early '90s, I was in a ska band for a couple of years, and we like literally broke up like the week that No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom came out. Like we broke up, like we're like, oh, this is never coming back. And then like a month later, people were like, we're looking to hire a ska band, So. But the good news is that one of the big reasons that fell apart was because what Adam and I were doing was really happening, and so we were happy to
I'm trying to think of the name of the ska band you were in. What was it?
It was depending on which band member you ask, it was either Omega Beat or the Omega Beat, kind of like Batman. You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it the Batman or And it was fun to say, at the end of the show, to say you've all been Omega beaten. But, actually, I never said that. I did.
I mean, it's probably for the best that you didn't become a ska band, because then Ookla would have had a 7-piece horn section to go around the convention.
It would have been, would have made even less money.
The other thing is that there is, there's another band called Ookla the Mock that still survives to this day. And they are a reggae band.
Yeah.
Oh.
Out of Hawaii. They spell it. It's OOKLAH, the MOCK. What I mean? They spell it differently. Not out of fear of us, I am sure. You know what I mean? Yeah. But and the reason that we're aware of them is because of how frequently we get confused for one another. Like a couple years ago, I was contacted by a dispensary that was going to open on April 20th, and they wanted us to play, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you want the reggae band. You know what I mean? I'm relatively confident that you do not want the nerd rock band from Buffalo, but in fact want the reggae band from Hawaii.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
That would have been great though. Doing like Dr. Doom in front of the
I don't think we ever were serious, but Adam and I did. We joked about let's just show up. Let's just take their money and show up and see what happens. But but we just thought that would be, that wouldn't be really, ultimately, that wouldn't be fun for anyone.
Yeah.
This story is fun. The reality would have been a nightmare for everyone.
Yeah.
But,
when I was performing as Sudden Death, I was contacted by another Sudden Death, and there are dozens of bands going by Sudden Death, and they're all metal bands. But this was back in the MySpace day, and I was contacted by a death metal band from Florida called Sudden Death, who had a sense of humor, and they loved what I was doing. And I listened to their stuff, and I'm a death metal fan, and I was like, "Oh, I love what you're doing." And they were like, "We should go on tour together." And I'm like, "I'm for it. I don't know what audience we'd get, but I'm all for it."
It's funny, it's weird to say this, but there was a third band called Ookla the Mock that was a hardcore band out of New Jersey, and they spelled it the same as ours. And they actually have a record called Bless Her Black Little Heart that I still see popping up on eBay once in a while. And Ookla the Mock fans listening to this, do not buy Bless Her Black Little Heart by Ookla the Mock. It is not us. I mean, you're welcome to buy it, but
they used
expecting,
to, they used to send us hate mail.
Yeah.
They
took it personally, even though we existed before they did.
Yeah, like 10 years before they
existed. But they were very
and you're existing 10 years after they're gone.
Yes,
so,
yes. Well, there you go. Well, that's one of the greater moments of our career as Ookla the Mock was when Steve Gerber reached out to us. Steve Gerber, who's the comic book writer, created Howard the Duck and many other things, but also created Thundar the Barbarian. And he reached out to us to congratulate us on living longer than the character he had created. So, and that was pretty huge.
That's awesome.
And also, anytime you hear from the originator of a property that you're referencing and they're not threatening a lawsuit, it's
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's always good. Like when I did my cover of There's a Platypus Controlling Me from Phineas and Ferb, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, the guy who does the voice of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Dean Povenmire, and the creator of the show, reached out to me and said he loved what I did, because he commented on the YouTube video of me performing the song. So like that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean that was like in '97 when after Less Than Art came out, someone who worked for Star Trek at Paramount reached out to us to say, love the Star Trek songs, keep them coming, and
John Ordover.
Yes. And he didn't even mention all the illegal samples, like it was just like, like you get that email and you're afraid to open it. Here's the cease and desist letter. But he was like, because again, I think, when you're talking to the creative people, they see your intention.
They get it. And they also know that, this little band from Buffalo is not going to be eating into Paramount's profits by sampling the show,
And that's, what Adam and I used to always, whenever people would say in the early days, aren't you worried that, Ruby Spears is going to sue you and make you stop being Ookla the Mock?
I don't think Ruby Spears exists anymore.
Oh, right. But it's like, even if they did, it's like, what are they going to do? Argue that someone bought a record because they thought it was made by Ookla the Mock, by a fictional character? That's the argument. Like what? You know what I mean? It's not like we named ourselves Billy Joel. Like that would be actionable. You know what I mean? But it just seems like again, if we're not just besmirching the character, you know what I mean? Like you said, we're not taking money out of their pocket, and we're not tricking people into buying our stuff. Yeah. Trying to connect it to something. It's not like if we put Thundar the Barbarian on the cover of an album, that would be a problem. But
yeah, that's different, because then it looks like it was something that the comics would have done.
Right. But yes. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else about the song. I should give thanks to for the Folk Song Army, Jeff Thomas, who's a producer we've worked with in the past. He did the drums for the track. Doug White, mixed it and mastered it for us. And I'm feeling like a big jerk because I don't have them in front of me. The horns, you all know, if you're Ookla fans, that Adam and I do play. I play the trombone and Adam plays the trumpet. But let me assure you, we did not play the horns on this track. These horns were played by serious players. And what I mean is, like, the trumpet player works with John Legend, and the trombonist on this track works with John Batiste. Nice. So, these are serious players. So please don't think that that's Adam and I playing, because the reason it sounds so good is because those guys know what they're doing.
The other thing that's interesting is the horn figure in this track, which I wrote, or so I thought, but then we sent it to the producer, and he's like, that's not Big Rock Candy Mountain, it's Old Rocky Top, which is a song I have heard before, but I didn't realize and I was just like, well, that's public domain, and who cares if nobody's going to recognize that. And then he showed it to the horn players, and they were like, "Oh, old Rocky Top." Apparently, it was quite recognizable. So he had to change it so it wasn't.
Yeah, so it's actually less notey. Like what Adam wrote was a much more, I would say really more kind of ska, what you would think of, in terms of like more notes. But yeah, it was kind of smoothed out a bit to make it less. Which again, I certainly see what they're talking about. Like I see how it's stepping on Old Rocky Top. But let me assure you that what Adam wrote wasn't exactly Old Rocky Top. It's just like so many things you do. It would be like a Ruddles version of it. You know what I mean? Like enough so that what I mean is like the Ruddles would cover a Beatles song, not only so it sounded like the Beatles, but so you could tell, oh, this is their style parody of "I Am the Walrus." Like it was, you could tell what song, but it was still a unique melody. So,
my vote was to, even though it was stepping on Old Rocky Top, to keep it anyway, because Old Rocky Top is a folk song, of an Appalachian variety or whatever. But to me that increased the joke, but the thought was it would be distracting if people recognized it.
Yeah, I should say that. Yeah,
Maybe.
I mean, we mentioned that Jeff Thomas did the drums. He also engineered and recorded the horns for us. So basically, the drums and the horns came from Jeff. Bass came from Mike. Of course, Adam and I. I did the guitar, and Adam and I did the vocals, and then Doug. We did the gang vocals in the studio, and then where Doug was able to mix and master it. So it was a Frankenstein monster of a.
As is most of the stuff we record these days.
Yeah, but again, I'm happy with how it came out. I feel like each part sounds great, and obviously Doug knows how to mix, so it certainly sounds a lot better than it would have sounded if we had tried to mix it. I assure you.
Yep, it sounds fantastic. But actually, all of the songs we've gotten for this compilation have been fantastic so far. So it's going to be a good album.
Yeah, there's been obviously for the ones that have been on the FuMP, and and I heard a couple of sneak previews from others. So yeah, what I've heard all sounds great. My question is, when is it coming out, and is it coming out in physical media or digital only?
No, it will be on CD. I'll be burning them right over there. And if all goes according to plan, I will have them in hand at FuMPFest, first weekend in October. There's the possibility things may not go according to plan, in which case it'll be a little bit later. But if all goes according to plan, I will have them.
Excellent.
So
excellent. How many tracks is it going to have? I mean, it must be pretty long, right?
Hang on, I can tell you. I gotta look up where is my to-do list with the thing?
The thing and the stuff.
The thing and the stuff. That now I need to get to, where's the spreadsheet? There's the spreadsheet. And claimed songs. There are. I got 24 on this list, but I'm not sure if there's any more or not.
Okay.
Now, is that even going to fit on one CD?
Yeah.
His songs are short.
Yeah, the songs are short. That's 24 songs at 67 minutes. So we got a little bit more room to play with even. So.
And what song did you do, Devo?
I am doing New Math because it's the most rap-like. You put a beat to that and it works.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
And also, I'm giving away the joke here, but when I first heard New Math, I learned it the New Math way. So for me growing up, that song was like, ha ha, look at these old people who can't do children's math. And then I had kids who went to school and learned Common Core.
Right.
Yeah, the new math.
And there's blocks around numbers. And I'm like, where are these numbers coming from? What are you doing? And I couldn't get, and I actually, I wrote a Common Core verse for New Math.
Nice.
And I had to watch like 3 or 4 videos on YouTube of explaining Common Core to parents so that I could figure it out and write the verse. So
Yeah, I saw that Steve Goode did the hunting song, which I didn't realize. But I know I like you. I had the oh no, was it the Isotopes? What was the? I can't remember now.
No,
it's the yeah. I know. There's I had sent you another. Doug, our friend Doug, had done a version of the hunting song. I didn't realize that Steve Goode was doing one as well. So I'm sorry for sending you something that was already on the album.
It's fine.
It's a super death metal-y, hardcore kind of.
Well, except the vocal is very you. I mean, it reminds me. It reminded me a lot of you, Tom, when I heard it.
It's very Dr. Demento-y.
What the heck? The Antibodies.
Oh, the Antibodies, right?
That's the band that. Yeah.
Nice.
So. All right.
Awesome. So, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Well,
you never have.
Well, no. I mean, that guy. Well, we are hoping to. We'll probably actually earlier today, Adam and I were talking about. We'll probably put out. We're probably going to have a digital EP that kind of collects a lot of the songs we've been writing this year, and maybe some other stuff that we've got lying around. That should come out before the end of the year. I'm going to be actually on, this week, I'm going to be flying to Germany, where my wife Erin and I will be the guests of honor at a film convention called Intermezzo in Germany. So I'll be there for a while. And I will be, I will be at OVFF, where I hope to have copies of the Tom Lehrer CD if they exist. So that if you're going to be at OVFF and you want to get a copy, I'm hoping to get copies from Tom before then, so that we can make those available there.
Yep, should be.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's a couple of stragglers I'm waiting on, but otherwise we're in good shape.
I thought we were the ones holding it up. So
nope.
glad to know that we got it in time. But all right, anything else?
All right, that's all I got. Thank you for joining us.
So Adam, what are you having for dinner tonight?
I'm making Colorado chili. That a friend of mine is having a chili cook-off. And he has it every year. And last year I came in third. This year I can't be at the chili cook-off, but I'm doing chili anyway to enter in it. So I'm going to do a Colorado-style chili. I've never tried it before. Should be good.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck with your chili.
All right.
All right,
guys.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
And I already mentioned there's no feedback this week. We already teased everything this week, so I think we're good. The Spotify playlist is Artists of FuMPFest, and it's already been updated, so you can go listen to that now. And I need to go finish stuffing FuMP CDs, so let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice. Luke Ski and I will be live from FuMPFest next week, and other people were here.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I'm a spooky ghost.